I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a memory keeping video for you. I just purchased this new memory keeping planner from the Happy Planner, and it is a happy journal. It is available at Joann's stores, and I will link it below. I do believe it's available online. I picked mine up in store, and I am super excited to get started with it. So currently, I am doing my memory keeping in a big vertical happy planner. So this is my memory planner. I do a picture a day, and then each week I kind of just document what is happening, kind of the everyday happenings in my family's life. I use all kinds of pictures, all kinds of supplies, and have a lot of fun just documenting in here. So that's how I do kind of my normal family memory keeping. For this particular memory keeping journal, I am planning on doing it a little bit differently. So it has a really soft cover. Let me pull off the back. I think I need to do a little Goo Gone work on here. That sticky stuff is rough on these soft covers. It is a little bit rough. So I'll have to kind of clean that up just a bit. I feel like this sat in a warehouse and got a little bit gooey. So it has this soft cover, which I really like, gold plastic disc with the gold glitter, super cute. And it says Seek Magic kind of embossed on the front, which I think is super beautiful. So with this particular planner, get some extra stickers right there. It has these pages that are kind of formatted for you. So it tells you what size pictures, and then there's some that are relatively blank. Yes, you do have this kind of motif, this magic motif in the middle, but otherwise it's pretty simple. My plan for this particular journal is to have it be kind of a personal journal, kind of pictures that just really mean a lot to me, maybe a lot of selfies. I did a project earlier in 2021 called This Is Me project, and I had a lot of selfies, and it was more about documenting what was going on personally, maybe, my favorites, things from the surface, like my favorite television shows and my favorite activities at the time, and then things that got more personal, like challenges I was going through and things like that. And it felt good to have a place to kind of document that. And so that's kind of what I think I might do in this particular journal. Each section is the same, but they have some different dividers going on. I just think it's so pretty. I think this is an opportunity to keep a journal with photos. It might have stories of things that are going on. It might have stories from my past that I'm just kind of wanting to document. There's all kinds of possibilities. So that's what I think I'm going to use this journal for. I thought I would bring you guys along as I documented my first couple of pictures and kind of show you how I plan on using it. So just like always, I will provide links in the description box below for anything that I use so that you can check it out if you are wanting to see any of these supplies or anything like that. Otherwise, let's go. Okay, I have all my pictures printed in black and white, which I thought would be a fun change for this particular memory journal. Normally I print pictures in color because I like to see the regular color of the pictures, but I thought because this journal was kind of different and it was a lot about the thoughts, I thought black and white pictures would be really appropriate. I am actually matting these pictures on some tissue paper, and that is one of my favorite tricks for adding some extra interest into your projects, but not adding a lot of bulk. Obviously, it's going to be thinner than scrapbook paper. You still have some gorgeous designs. I love looking at the Dollar Tree, at Target, anywhere I go to see if there is some cool, unique tissue paper. I also save all my tissue paper from different companies that I order from, because a lot of times those are really nice specialty papers and you can use them in your projects. I thought this Sophisticated Florals book would be really great. I happen to really like these clear black and white florals. I wish I had like a whole book. I know there are some other books that include some black and white florals, but seriously, like a whole book of just clear black and white florals, because I think they're so pretty for layering. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to layer a few of these stickers beneath where my photos are going to go so that it looks like they're coming out from behind the photos. This is just a fun way to add some extra interest, to really customize these spreads. They are already done up to where really all you need to do is add the picture and your writing, and you're done. But as creative people, we like to add our own flair. And I think that's really important, especially when you're working on a memory keeping project, because yes, the picture tells the story and the words tell the story, but you're telling a lot about yourself by how you decorate the page. And so I think it's important as well. I am using my adhesive tape glider to adhere things down. I really like it. It's kind of a big, sometimes unwieldy tape gun, but it's a really strong adhesive, and the tape rolls are much cheaper than my Tombow. So when I can, I try to use that big pink adhesive tape glider. And now I'm just adding a few more details on this page. It's so fun to layer up these stickers. I try not to worry about foil versus non-foil. I know a lot of people worry about how to take pictures of foil stickers, and I don't necessarily have any tips or tricks, but I don't shy away from these stickers that I really like just because I'm going to have to take a picture of it or because I'm planning on taking a picture of it. I just go with what I like, especially in this journal. That's kind of the feeling I'm going for, just things that bring me joy, colors and words that bring me joy. And you'll see that I'm going to gravitate towards a lot of different word stickers, inspirational words, things like that, just because I have discovered in the past year that those really speak to me. So I like to surround myself with inspirational quotes and things like that because that speaks to my heart and inspires me. And so putting it in this particular journal was pretty important for me. I pulled this sticker that I love in the gray. It says, "Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness," from Oprah Winfrey. And I love that it's from Oprah because that's just another little insight. I happen to really love Oprah's podcasts, and they tend to be what I listen to when I run. So I love quotes from Oprah, and I love just quotes in general. So I like that I was able to include that. And I figured I should probably kind of cluster these with some more florals. I was trying to see if I could find any more black and white, maybe that were paper, but I went ahead and went with the clear ones that I had used on this page already. That way it's kind of a cohesive look, which I think will kind of bring the page together. Again, I'm kind of going with the color palette that is on the page that's set in the book. I don't know that I'll always do that in this journal because I do like to change things up, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Oh, I get asked a lot how I print my pictures, and I do print my pictures at home. I have my own Epson PictureMate printer. I will link it below. I really like it. I've had it for several years now and it works really well for me. I format my pictures on an app called Print to Size, and it's available for iOS, and it just allows me to kind of import the pictures and then change the size, crop them, things like that. So that's how I get my pictures formatted. You can also order pictures in a specific size from like Walmart or someplace like that to pick up and bring to use in your journal. So the first page I envisioned as kind of a little introduction to who I am, and then it's hard to talk about who you are without talking about your family. So then the next page I have a picture of my family and a picture of my kiddos, and I decided not to map those pictures because there's already a lot going on in the background of that page. So I adhered those down, or I'm going to adhere those down, and then I'm going to start pulling out some different stickers that I can layer. And as someone that does a lot of different memory keeping projects, I love getting really into it with paper and making some gorgeous layouts that are complicated or maybe a little bit more complicated, but I also like some simple ones where I can just add my photos and add the words because it gives me that kind of creative fix without the same time commitment, which tends to be what happens because I'm a busy mom with kids home for the summer and there's a lot going on. I don't have a ton of time to spend on projects, but I love this creative outlet. So it's nice to have somewhere I can just play with stickers. Of course, I'm gonna pick the rainbows. I've switched to the Stronger Together book. I think it's so beautiful and it has some great quotes in it, which is what I was going for. And I love the rainbows. That's one of my favorite things. So I'm definitely going to include a couple of rainbows on this page as well. Then my thought was that I would do a little box for each member of my family. I'm going to pull out the sticker that says focus on what matters. Such a good reminder to focus on these 4 people because they matter the most to me in my little world. So I thought I'd pick out a box for each member of my family to write their name and then write just a little short description of how I see that person, just at this kind of point in our lives, what their personality is, who they are, what they dream of, something like that. I thought that would be fun to kind of commemorate. And then I loved these little boxes. So this one, for instance, says we are stronger together. So I'm going to layer that with this one, and that'll be for my husband because we are most definitely stronger together. And then I picked some different ones. I love this one that says actually we can. That'll go really well with my daughter, something I tell her all of the time. Actually, we can. We can do hard things. I tell her that all of the time. I end up picking I have twin sons. One is way a dreamer. He is in his own world and I love it. He's one of the most creative people I've ever encountered. So for him, I chose Wild at Heart. And for my other son, who is one of the most self-assured people I've ever met, I chose Purpose Fuels Passion. I feel like there's a little blank space, and so I'm going to try to fill that in with a sticker. Yes, this is just a big old cluster of photos and stickers, but I think it's a lot of fun, and I think all of the words kind of give insight into our family, which I love. I will go back and do the journaling for these pages off camera. I figured you guys didn't want to just watch me write, so I will journal on these pages off camera later. Okay, moving on to the next spread, I have 3 different pictures. I have a selfie that I took at the beach, I have a picture of my husband and I have a picture of a mom's day out with some of my very best friends. And so I figured if I'm going to tell the story of who I am, I want to tell some about the people that I interact with. And so this page was a little bit intimidating for me because it was a bunch of lines, which feels like a lot of writing, and I'm not sure that I was going to have that much to say. I'm sure I would have if I just started writing, but I figured I do want to include pictures. I do want like some sparks of creativity. So I decided to go ahead and mat these on that same tissue paper. I really like the pattern and the colors in the tissue paper. I think it's super pretty, and the matting on the tissue paper just gives a nice soft look to your picture. So I have them all matted, and then this is actually some scrap paper from my stash. It is from Jane Davenport, and I'm not even sure that they sell the scrap pad anymore. If they do, I will try to find it and link it below. But I've actually gone through 2 of these specific pads of paper just because I really dig the look for those. So I wanted to kind of pull a couple of different ones together at the bottom to create a place where my photos would kind of rest on the page instead of just floating randomly. I tore this piece. I love to tear paper. I think it's a really nice organic look, but then I didn't really like the shape that I tore for that piece. So now I'm going to aim for a different corner and tear off in another shape, kind of a triangle shape that mirrors what's going on the other side. So I'll layer those 2 together. And again, this is just giving my pictures a place to kind of live, to anchor them a little bit more. And it's going to take out some of those lines that I wasn't sure I would be able to fill up on my page. Once those are down, I will cut off any of the excess that kind of hangs over. And I like to do that as I go when I'm working on these pages, just because if I don't, I kind of lose track of where the actual page will be. So the placement of pictures and stickers and things like that gets a little wonky if I have things hanging off and I haven't already trimmed them. So I think for this particular photo, that photo is going to live kind of at the top of the page. And so that extra piece of paper that I tore that I didn't really like the shape, I'm going to reuse it. I'm going to tear it even more, and I'm going to use it to kind of hide behind the tissue paper on this photo and to create kind of a layered look at the top. And so that'll be me at the top. Again, this is kind of a journal. It's like not so much a memory planner, but more of a creative journal outlet for me, but also recording memories. I don't know what what I'm gonna call this, but I think it's a fun project to work on in my free time. So layering these 2 pictures at the bottom, I love them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my We Are Memory Keepers disc punch. Once I get everything adhered down, that is a tool that I use all of the time. It allows me to do the single hole disc punch thing. So I don't have to pull out my huge Happy Planner punch. I can just use this. It punches through some thick paper, which is really nice, helps me line up where all the holes are going to go. It's a great tool for anyone that likes using a disc system like the Happy Planner. And for this page, I'm actually going to use that little set of stickers that came with this particular memory album just to embellish some of these photos a little bit. I ordered the whole memory planner sticker book that kind of goes along with this album, and I cannot wait for it to get here. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I'll link that below too in case you're interested. So a little decoration, and then I will do my journaling off camera so you guys don't have to watch that, and then show you a quick flip through. And that is pretty much it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have linked all of the supplies down below. Heads up, some of those are affiliate links. It doesn't cost you any more, but it does really help support this channel. And a huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you so much for your monthly support. It really helps me continue putting out content, and I really appreciate it. If you'd like to find out more about Scrappy YouTube membership and some of the perks they receive, make sure to click the join button or check the description box. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.